So you can definitely see we have way bigger chips out of the regular. That's why you want to get a glass blade. This, like again, this blade is not for glass. But I wanted to show you what happens if you use a regular blade. This one, cut perfect, literally cut perfect. Hey guys, Frankie Martinez here with How to Tile Like a Pro. And today I'm gonna show you this new blade by Zenesis. It's the Nano glass-coated porcelain tile blade. Now I guess there is a thing where there's porcelain tile that has a glass coating on top of it. I haven't seen it yet. I was trying to find a piece to test this blade out with it. But supposedly that's a thing where there's a porcelain tile with a little bit of glass on top of it. It's like fused together or something, or glued together. But anyways, this blade, my friends at Arizona Tile asked me to test it out for them and see if it's worth bringing into their stores, if it's something that they should be selling, if it's something that they think other tile contractors would use. So I'm gonna test it out with you guys. This blade is supposed to be able to cut porcelain tile and glass tile. Normally when you cut porcelain tile, there's a specific blade for that. And glass tile, you need a more expensive, different kind of a blade to cut glass tile so it doesn't chip and stuff like that. But this blade is supposedly, you're able to cut porcelain and glass without switching the blade. So we'll put it to the test. I have a couple pieces of glass, a couple pieces of porcelain. We'll give it a quick demo and see how they look, see how it works. So let's check it out. I'm gonna put this blade on my Ruby DT 10-inch Max. Definitely heavy, very heavy blade. It has this extra, you can see the little thicker layer closer to the arbor, which is good. The actual blade itself, it does look like it has tons of diamonds on it, so darker diamonds though. But if you can see there, that's what it looks like. So I got my safety gear, got my glasses. Whenever you're cutting glass tile, you want to have safety glasses, and of course earmuffs for the noise. We have this is some pretty dense porcelain. We installed it at this house and it's very dense, very thick, so it'd be a good test for this blade. Let's cut the porcelain first, see how it works. Cuts that like butter. Great blade. Wow, look at that. Can you see that finish? Wow, does not need to be stoned, rubbed down, or softened at all. That is pretty nice. And it cut pretty fast. So this is like has a little porcelain gloss top. So it looks like we do have a tiny little chip there. Right there, tiny little chip and tiny little chip there. But that is a really clean cut, and I cut it fast. Let me see if I can slow it down. So this is porcelain. It's a very dense porcelain. It cut really fast. I kind of pulled of course this saw's got, what, 15 amps. 15 amp, 4,000 RPM. It's a great saw. So let's try it again. Porcelain. I'll try to cut slower. All right, so this time I cut it a little bit slower. It's kind of hard to do with one hand because one hand was holding the camera. But I mean, I'm very impressed with the cutting of this saw. I mean that blade. Very impressed with the cutting of that blade. It cuts very clean. You can see that right there. That's, I mean, wow, you don't even need to really do anything to these cuts. They're ready to be installed. It cuts very nice. So that blade gets it's a very, very good wow with porcelain. Let's get a piece of glass now. Now normally you're supposed to cut glass upside down. I don't know if we need to. Let's try cutting it just right side up and see what happens. All right. Okay, so again, first impression, that thing cut so fast. I mean, this is the glass I used to dread cutting on a saw. Look how thick that is. This is a very thick glass. It's what, at least a 1/4 inch thick. 1/4 inch thick glass. It cut it so fast. I mean, look at that. That unbelievable. Can you see? Maybe go in the light better. Look at that edge. Again, so nice. Doesn't need to be, I mean, maybe glass could be stoned slightly just to soften it up, but very, very tiny little chips there, tiny. Of course, you do see that this is the reason you want to cut glass upside down, especially if you have a paper backing like this, is because as you can see here, when the blade is pushing down like this and there's paper underneath, it's going to push the paper out, and that's kind of what you see happening here. If you look close, you can see those tiny little gray, dark gray marks. What it is you're seeing the tray underneath it. If you hold in the light, hopefully you can see it. But you can see in the back right there where the paper kind of chipped off. Right there, it chipped off because of the blade pushing it out. But look at this cut. I mean, that edge is clean. For cutting that fast, I mean, this is the first time using it. I'm honestly impressed with it. Let's try cutting it upside down and see if we could cut it better. Obviously, I won't be able to use this cut because of the chips on the paper, but if you have glass that doesn't have paper, wow, you could probably just cut it right side up. Let's try cutting this upside down, see how that looks. Okay, here's another glass. Let's get the same color this time. Yeah, it should be closer in color. All right, let's cut this guy upside down. See how it cuts. All right, so now you can see here the paper backing is perfect. This is perfect. I did notice it chipped at the end right here. Now just do have in mind that I am cutting one-handed. Normally when you cut glass, You want to put both your hands to stabilize the glass so it doesn't move at all. Any little movement is not good. It can make it chip. So, but look at that cut. It's perfect. Ah, it did blow it out there. Yeah, it did blow it at the bottom again. So ideally, so yeah, it looks like the top, cutting upside down helps the paper, but it doesn't really help this kind of blowing out the glass right there. You see a big old chunk out of it right there. Big chunk out of that glass. So let me try it. I'm gonna just prop the camera up so I can try to do it with two hands. Maybe if I stabilize it, it'll cut better. Let's try it out. Got another glass here. Gonna cut it upside down, then I'll cut another one right side up and see how it's coming out. All right. There we go. Yeah, so it still looks like it blew out in the bottom again. So, looks like you'd want it, but the top edge is good. Let's cut it right side up without being upside down. There you go. There you go. So this one cut perfect. Literally cut perfect. I don't know if you noticed, but I slowed the heck down. I slowed way down and look at that cut. I cut it right side up. It didn't even chip any of the glass paper in the, the paper in the back. None of the paper got chipped up. It's perfect. Perfect cut. So I would say cut it right side up and then just cut it slow. I mean, that feels great. It's a very, very nice. Look at that. You can see. It's just beautiful. Okay, that's great. So that cut's great. I guess the perk of it was that it's supposed to be able to cut glass and porcelain, and that it definitely does, and it cuts them both very fast. Again, this is a 1/4 inch thick glass, so anything thinner than this would just cut probably like butter. So yeah, for cutting, being able to cut porcelain and glass, it's unbelievable. I mean, this last cut I cut slow, came out literally perfect. So ideally when I'm cutting glass, I prefer to cut it on a cutting board because it cuts it nice and clean. No chips, it just scores and snaps it. But if you have to cut it on a saw, this is definitely a good blade. I think would be great for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put back on the Ruby blade. In all fairness to Ruby, this is the stock blade it came with. It's an arrowhead blade. It's made for porcelain, not glass, but maybe it'll show you the difference, how cutting glass with a regular blade can cut. So, but as far as this Nano, what is this? Zenesis Nano, it's impressive for cutting porcelain and glass. I mean, that is impressive. The glass came out great, better than the other glass blades I've used, and it was able to cut porcelain. I mean, the porcelain came out almost perfect. I mean, I wouldn't even stone that porcelain. You can see right here, it's just really great. So let's put on the regular blade and see the difference. This is Ruby's entry-level blade. It's the arrowhead. It came with this saw, and we're going to go ahead and cut the porcelain first, compare it, and then we'll cut some glass, both directions, upside down and normal, and see the difference of the blades. All right, here we go. Looks like we lost power, guys. There's a lot of, I'm on this job site with a lot of people plugging into one outlet, and looks like we're back. All right, so let's continue. Right, so again, it cut this like butter. This edge is definitely way more chiseled. You can see right there, it's definitely way more chiseled. It has a couple visible chips you can see there. Let me grab the other one. Now this is the tile cut right here with the Nano. You can see that reveal. Look at that. Nice. Here's another one cut with a Nano blade. Was it Zenesis, I think it's called? Zenesis Nano. So look at the difference. I mean, again, this isn't Ruby's upgraded blade. This is a arrowhead for porcelain. It even says here quality 4 out of 5 stars. So it's not their best blade. But it did rip it. It did rip it nice and fast. But I mean, if you could feel what I'm feeling, it's definitely chiseled and bumpy here. And this one is smooth. So, I mean, look, you could just tell by looking at it. I mean, hopefully you can see. Look at that chiseled edge. And then look at this edge here. It's virtually flawless. So, all right, well, then. This blade here, the Zenesis Nano, definitely has better quality than this Ruby arrowhead. Let's check it out with glass. Now this is the big thing. There's all kinds of different blades that can cut porcelain. Well, I guess I should leave those on. But a blade that cuts porcelain that can also cut glass is never been heard of before. So let's get some glass right here. Let's get some glass. We'll cut it this way first, since that way it worked. Now I'm gonna put this on the stand again because I need it use two hands to stabilize that glass when I'm cutting. All right, there we go. Let's move these out of the way. All right, put these on the ground. All right, here we go. This is the arrowhead. Let's check it out. So let's grab one of these. Okay. So again, this darker color is the Zenesis, and this is the ruby. Let's compare them. So you could definitely see we have way bigger chips out of the regular. That's why you want to get a glass blade. This, like again, this blade is not for glass. But I wanted to show you what happens if you use a regular blade to cut glasses. I mean, it's just all chiseled out. You know, chip there, there. All kinds of chips. You could visibly see them. Anywhere you see a dark spot, there's the chips. And it's definitely a lot rougher than this one. So, there you go. Obviously, you can cut glass with it, but look at this one. This is just nice. Again, we had a few chips on the bottom. I'm not sure if we cut this upside down or not, but let me cut one in all fairness upside down. Let's see how that looks. And that'll be it for this demo. So put this back on the stand real quick. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that to see all the latest videos. Like and share it with your friends. People in the tile industry. Helps YouTube know I'm making great content. All right, let's go. All right, and I don't know if you could notice, but when I was cutting it, it was like bouncing. The blade did not like cutting this glass. It was bouncing a lot. But yeah, it's just way more chiseled. I mean, you can see that. Let me see if I can put it in the light for you. I don't know if you could see those. That chiseled edge, it's just way nasty. It's no good. I mean, you have to sand the heck out of that to make it be useful. So there you go. I mean, that is very chiseled up. And you could tell the blade did not like that one. So there you go. That's why you want to get a special blade for cutting glass. But this, I mean, this blade, this Zenesis Nano, I mean, it cut porcelain so well. that, I mean, I probably would just use it for porcelain. It just looks, I mean, it cuts it great. So I guess if it can cut really good porcelain and you can also cut glass with it, you can just leave it on there. You don't have to worry about swapping out blades mid-project or whatever you're doing. So definitely grateful to be able to try this out for you guys and let you know if this is a blade that is worth buying. I would say yes. I'm not sure the cost of this. I will find out and maybe put it in the description. But for now, it's definitely a great blade. So what do you guys think, man? Is this gonna be on your tile wish list here? Zenesis Nano glass coated porcelain tile. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on How to Tile Like a Pro.